What's up, people of stupid America? Somebody asked me, and I'm going to say this again. For the last time, the Constitution gives the president zero powers to write laws and zero powers to ignore the laws and zero powers to break the laws. Right there, right there, right there. The Constitution does not protect the president from breaking the laws, ignoring the laws, anything else in that nature. Not even government, Congress, Republicans, Democrats, justices, judges, prosecutors they are not above the law. No one is above the law. No one. All right? You people need to wake the hell up, man. No one is above the law for the last time. Trump was never supposed to be in office. See, they don't care about the corruption. But when you sexual assault a woman or a child, in my opinion, you're supposed to be put to death. That's my personal opinion, you know? And that's what he was found guilty of, sexual assaulting women. And what is so ironic is stupid women voted for him, so they can't say nothing if that happens to their child or their daughters or anything like that. They can't even open up their damn mouths anymore because it's legal. And it's a shame that this so-called country went that bad. In this country, there's no more, there isn't no remorse. There isn't no compassion for nobody. For nobody, you know. And the ones that are hurting are the poor, the veterans, the disabled. We're all the ones that are hurting. And you people have to pay the taxes for these billionaires and these corporations. And it's sickening. It's sickening. It's really sickening, man. You know, if I was governor, every fucking employee, every business would be paying their employee an hour $125 an hour, no ifs and no buts, you know, and they'll be taxed. You know, the companies will be taxed. You know, no ifs and no buts. You know, and it's a shame how this country has become behind so much corruption, and it's untelling when people are gonna wake the fuck up, man. It's really it's crazy. It's crazy, and we're the only country that allows lab meat to be fed to us humans. We're the only country. Every other country bans that. If you get caught in China with lab meat, you go to prison. You get caught in Taiwan, you go to prison. You get caught in Singapore, you go to prison. You get caught in the Philippines, you go to prison. But not the United States, man. And this is why the United States, people cannot stand the United States. All right? There's so much corruption, man. So much corruption from the court systems all the way down, dude. Like, oh, somebody asked me, do I got anything on records to prove what I was saying? Yes, I do. Okay. Right here was from the hospital when I found out what my wife had. And I went tested and everything, and I came out pretty good. I'm clean, you know, but the medicine they gave me damn near killed me. The medicine that they had me on damn near killed me. So I had to stop taking that shit, you know? And she was never charged with attempted murder of my life or nothing like that. And that's how corrupt the criminal system is in Minnesota. That's how corrupt they really are. And this is what the nurse says. It was the RN nurse at the clinic Says she has notified the police department, the Apple Valley Police Department, because of the fact that Mr. Melillo was beaten. He walked into the under domestic violence. Walked in, blood all over him, face bleeding, scratches, bite marks on his back and his arm that they noticed, and he had videos and recordings on his telephone. I advised Mr. Melillo to keep those. Nurse such and such notified the Apple Valley Police Department to do a domestic violence case and reported it to the police department, the Apple Valley Police Department. Nurse such and such further notified and showed the officers all of the bruises on Mr. Melillo's face, scratches, blood, blah, 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 and advised them that attempted murder charges have to be filed against this individual, my ex-wife, because of the conditions that she has. All right? There's no ifs and no buts. That's the law. And so then keep all pictures and recordings. Nurse tell Mr. Melillo to try to keep all videos and recordings and pictures that you have on your telephone. And the one that showed me how to do my telephone was my neighbor, which was very awesome. My neighbor did. But they didn't do nothing to her. They said a woman in Minnesota can try to kill you, give you a disease and stuff like that, with no charges on them, no nothing. No nothing. So yes, the system in Minnesota is corrupt, very, very much. Very, very much. And that's the bottom line. And now for this other guy, man, yes, you see, right here, this is the case right here. That's the case right there. All right. And it's against the law. It's against the law for the last time, against the law in violation of the Constitution to put anybody's mugshot on the internet. You can sue them. Buck County faces class action lawsuit for posting mugshots of individuals online and their personal information. It went from 2017 all the way up to 2022. The ruling was in the United States Superior Court. The ruling was already made that, yes, it's in violation of their privacy and their protection. Plus, you cannot be fingerprinted and pictured if you was not convicted. Listen carefully. You cannot be fingerprinted and pictured by no county jail or police department if you were not found guilty in trial. New Jersey, United States Superior Court. It is unconstitutional for anyone to be fingerprinted and pictured when they have not been found guilty in a jury trial. The lawsuit against Buck County, New Jersey, was filed in federal court, and it was proven that the Sheriff's Department did violate the federal laws, state laws, and the Privacy Act laws. Okay? Point blank. You cannot post no one's picture on the internet that's been arrested under no circumstances, not on the sheriff's website and anything. It was ordered by the federal courts to remove all database photos of all persons they have locked up off their website immediately. Ordered by the federal courts. Each person that was arrested and their mugshots was taken was awarded each out of the $680 million each defendant was awarded that was in the lawsuit. They was all awarded $68,000. I tell you and tell you and tell you, it's against the law for anyone to post anything. It's against the law for the sheriffs to take your fingerprints and your mugshot, period, without you being convicted. against the law. They're not even supposed to be out there with a fingerprint reader out on the streets. That's in violation of your constitutional rights, period. But people don't want to. Then you got another one, Buffy versus Martin. Okay, United States Superior Court was the biggest decision of suing a judge and prosecutor. Biggest case in the world. We got the right to sue them for false imprisonment, false charges, perjury, false reports. We got that right. Best case law in the world. Okay? Then you got in Minnesota, which I'm fighting this fool too. In the state of Minnesota, the Attorney General, in Minnesota, the governor of Minnesota passed a law of renters' rights protection. Okay? And in Minnesota, it's 204B. Okay? About utilities. When I'm dealing with these fools, I said, well, look, I need a copy of all for the past year of utilities, because all of a sudden I never knew that I had to pay water bills and all of this stuff, right? And all I got was the runaround, And so then I was getting two bills. I was getting two bills for the electric company, one from where I rent at, and the other one from Echo Park Management. Okay? And it was kind of funny because in Minnesota, it says that the person that's responsible for the sewage is the owner of the property, not the tenants. And they charge me more than they charge the next tenant. Oh, they've been making a killing, man. You got 13 apartments, and you're charging a couple that has roommates, you're charging them $12 on the sewage, but you're charging me $30 for the sewage when you're not supposed to do that. In Minnesota law that went in effect January 1st, 2025, they're not supposed to charge us for no sewage repairs and nothing like that. And so then when the lady burst her pipe in her apartment, the whole hallway was flooded, right? They charge us for that. You see, now I can understand if I caused the damage, but no, I didn't cause the damage, so you shouldn't be charging me that whatsoever. Then they say that I gave them a check. I don't own no checks. I never gave them a check whatsoever. Check fee whatsoever. All right? And that's what I was fighting with. And so when I started asking for that, retaliation against a tenant because he's fighting for his rights and what it says by the law that he has a right to do. A landlord cannot retaliate against a tenant because he is fighting for his rights and the actions for the landlord to make repairs. All right? So this lady retaliated against me, and I was in the hospital and I got out and I had to send a letter. This is what she did. She came to I got back about 8:45 a.m. in the morning, and I hear somebody trying to get in my door. So I go to the door. My place was searched. Everything was open. It was searched, man. So I open the door. I'm like, what do you want? Why are you trying to get in the apartment for? What the hell do you want? No call, no nothing, right? And she goes, well, I had the Hutchinson police search your residence. You fucking what? What right do you got to violate my constitutional rights of privacy to have my place searched? So I sent a letter to the police chief of Hutchinson, Minnesota. I wanted the names of the officers and I wanted the body cameras when they searched my residence. They had no right to search my residence without a fucking court order, right? They had no fucking right to search my residence, right? And so then I get a letter. So when I sent the letter to the police chief of Hutchinson, Minnesota, the officers contact me and they did an investigation and they go, no, we don't have no records whatsoever of any officers that search your place. That landlord is lying on the police. I said, Okay, expect a letter from the chief of police to explain it. So I got the letter from them, and they says, no, sir, we never sent no officers there. We cannot search nobody's residence without a court order, etc., etc., etc. All right? So then I'm hot. So this lady not only lied on the police and being so racist. This is the funny thing about this. How can you be racist and you Mexican? I don't get these people out here, man. How can you be racist and you Mexican? You know, and you say you come from Texas. You know, how can you be fucking racist? You know, it's amazing. And so she illegally searched my residence. Things was moved around, open doors, open cabinets, every fucking thing. Got out of the hospital. I got sick, got out of the hospital, and my shit was searched. I was pissed, man. I was fucking pissed. So then she turns around and she writes up this bullshit because I called her a crook. A retaliation to stop me from renting anywhere else in the state of Minnesota, man. Ain't that some shit? That's the way Minnesota is against anything that's black or look black. Then you got another case here. The First Amendment right to protect verbal abusing the police. August 8, 2022. See, we got the right to defend ourselves. We got the right when they try to false arrest us. We have that right to protect ourselves. We got that right. There's no issue, no buts about it. That's in the Constitution. Fuck what they say. We got that right. We also do not have to identify ourselves today, motherfuckers, man. We do not have to show our ID or nothing. We have that right, and they cannot. Once those cuffs are on you, you are arrested. Those officers, right then and there, are liable for putting those cuffs on you, and you got the right to sue them. You got the right to sue the police department for false arrest, kidnap charges, assault, attempted murder on your life. You have that right. Okay? You have that right. All right? First Amendment. You got the constitutional right to protect yourself. You got the constitutional right to exist, to fight back from an arrest. See, they have to have a warrant. People don't understand this right here, man. And there's been so many cases. I'll give you a case right now out of Minnesota, of the United States Superior Court. All right? Give you a case right here. In Minnesota, okay, for an individual to be, you guys excuse me because I could barely see. For an individual to be arrested, there has to be a warrant for that individual's arrest in the possession of the officer. If they do not possess the warrant for that person's arrest, they are liable for false arrest, false detained. Minnesota, a warrant has to be in the presence of the arresting officer. No ifs and no buts. They cannot say, well, you got a warrant. No, that warrant has to be in their hands. That's in violation of your Fourth Amendment rights. Period. The possession of the officer. The warrant must be in the possession of the officer. They cannot wait to call for a warrant and the warrant has to come. No, the warrant has to be in their possession. And the warrant has to be read to the individual that's being arrested. To the individual. They cannot call for a warrant. The warrant has to be in the officer's possession. They cannot wait for a warrant to come from a different county, different area, or the state court. The warrant has to be in their possession. No ifs and no buts. If an officer arrests any individual without a warrant in their possession, they are liable for false arrest, kidnap, etc., etc. Unlawful arrest and retaliation from any sheriff's department or officers is against the law. Case law, baby. Case law. Case laws. It was a case in Minnesota. United States Superior Court ruled the same thing in Minnesota. People think that you got to give your ID to them when they ask. No, you do not have to give no ID to nobody because you have not committed a crime. You see, you have not committed a crime, you know, and all of that bullshit about, well, he looks suspicious. Them paid cop sheriff deputies look suspicious. You know, they look suspicious. And they are some corrupt motherfuckers, man. They filed bogus police reports. They fabricated lies, the works. But everybody asked me the same thing. Why Margaret is not locked up? In Minnesota, women in Minnesota, if you are Spanish or Mexican or black in Minnesota, they can get away with any fucking thing against you. You see? And the funny thing is no investigation was ever made, because if an investigation was ever made, she would have been locked up for false police reports. Her and Sue would have been both locked up for false police reports, perjury, conspiracy, the works. The works. You know, so no. There's the only thing that you could do now in the state of Minnesota is when you being so violated, is take the law into your own hands, because you got that right, man. We got that right to take the law into our own hands, man. Start protecting ourselves, man. Don't take this bullshit. See, they did a survey, and I was listening to that on the news, man, on world news. They did a survey about divorces. And they say that you have about 95% of men that file for divorce because they're tired of their wives, they're cheating, their lies, etc., etc. And you have the other 5% of women that file for divorce. But this is the catcher, though. Whoever files divorce first, that means that individual cannot handle being married. They are a failure in their marriage. They are 1,000% failure in their marriage, you know, and that's the bottom line. It's just like when a woman tells a guy, well, we need some time off, we need space. That's because she's cheating. There's no buts about it. She's cheating. She is cheating. See, in the old days, when I grew up, man, it was not only disrespect to us men when you talk to our women, but also that woman disrespected you. And back then, they got their asses whipped. You see, that dude got beat the fuck down because he disrespected you as a man by trying to get with your woman. You see? So, yeah, it shouldn't be, old days should be coming up. Like, I'll give you an example. The guy asked me about my phone, my number. I said, it's been my same phone number since way before 1989. And he goes, well, wait a minute, cell phones didn't come out. Now, this is a guy that works at fucking the Social Security office, maybe in his early 20s, early 30s. And you mean to tell me you that stupid and you fucking with paperwork for us? Cell phones came into the United States back in 1973, if you look up cell phones. And it was Bell Mobe out of New York, telephone company. All right. And the first cell phone was Moeller. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, with Moeller. And that was in 1983. Big fucking cell phone. I still got my original flip phone. And they bringing all of this out saying they new. That flip phones are not new. Flip phones are not new. All right. And when he said that, I was shocked. I was like, dude, did you really say that cell phones didn't come out in 1989? If you look up the history of cell phones came out really back in 18 something, you know? But people don't understand history. And so then he goes, well, wait a minute. Well, car phones was never invented. I'm like listening to this guy, dude, and he works for the Social Security office, man. These motherfuckers are really stupid. First of all patrol cars back in 1920 had car telephones. Judges had car telephones. Prosecutors had car telephones. Attorneys had car telephones. They did not start to give it to the public to allow the public have that use until 1983, because they said, well, the public, the people of America are the stupidest people on the face of the earth. So we'll start selling cell telephones to the public of American people. And this is how stupid American people really are. What you paid for back then was just a cell telephone. If the telephone was $60, that's what you paid for, $60. So he said, wait a minute, let's make cases for the cell telephone. We get these idiots to buy these here too. So they made the cases. Oh, wait a minute, let's make earplugs for the cell telephones. We'll sell those too. So they made them. Oh, wait a minute, instead of them keep buying batteries, let's make chargers for the cell telephones. Boom. Society, American people are stupid. They never came out. There was no such thing back then about data use until the late 90s. Well, wait a minute. Let's start charging them for data use. We'll use an excuse of data use. We'll start charging them for data use, the telephone, because American people are stupid. American people are really stupid. The cell telephones put out all telephone companies out of business. Used to have operators back then. You dialed a 0, you had an operator. You dialed 411, you had an operator. But now you don't. Like you people think that you got to pay for internet. Internet was invented for free. No government owns the rights. No government, no state government, no federal government owns the rights to the internet. No companies owns the rights to the internet. Internet was invented to be free worldwide. Period. But you people, you do this to everybody else that is against all of this bullshit, And then they slowly wiped out free television. So we give you a package for hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and you idiots buy it. For what? That's a waste of money, man. That's the waste of money. I want to listen to the game. I listen to it on the radio. That's a waste of money. That's a waste of money. Society has been so stupid and pathetic. It reminds me of the day I went to the Target and I only had $200 bills in my pocket, right? And so I went to buy some Tylenol extra strength and some alcohol and some peroxide because I had a cut on my leg and I was trying to clean it up, right? And so what happened was I give the girl $100. Everything came up to like $45. Everything I bought came up to $45.52. Everything that day came up to $45.52. So she punched in whatever she's supposed to do, and the girl turns around and gives me back $138.50. I was shocked. I'm counting this. I'm looking at my receipt. Okay, I just gave you $100 bill, and you're giving me back. The total came up to $45.38. But you're giving me back $138 and change. I couldn't believe it. So I'm like, there got to be a manager around here somewhere, right? So I stopped and I asked this lady, I said, the girl that had a shirt on, Target shirt, I said, can you get me a manager here? I need to speak with a manager, please. So I stood right there. Her register's right here. This lady's register's right there. So the manager comes and it says, what's the problem? I said, can you count this change? This is what I was supposed. This is what the person just gave me. $138 and change. I said, okay. Look at my receipt, please. And she goes, okay, you got this, you got this, you got that. I said, but can you ring this up for me? Because there's a mistake here, right? And so then at that time, there was these people, I guess head people from Target was walking around, and one of the guys heard what I was asking the lady, because this manager could not figure out whatsoever the problem. It took a guy manager that was walking by with the people from Target to understand what I was saying. And he goes, sir, let me help you. What's going on? I give the lady $100 bill. Okay, just got it from Wells Fargo Bank. That's where I get my money from, Wells Fargo Bank. Gave a lady $100 bill. Everything came up to $45.38. Gave her the $100 bill. She gives me the receipt back. Look what she gives me back. She gives me back $138 and change. Do you see the problem here, sir? And the two guys that I think they were stockholders or whatever in Walmart, suits on and everything, and they just like shaking their head. And the male manager could not believe this and told the other lady that's supposed to have been a manager, go away, go away, go away. Because she could not even understand that I was not supposed to get back. If I give you $100 and it rings up to $45.38, you are not supposed to give me back $138 back under no circumstances. That manager, like, I turned around and said, I don't even see how this sheep become a manager. I don't understand how this girl is on the register. Okay, y'all better check your shit, man. You know, and so the guy manager took care of it for me. He said, I'm sorry, sir, man, but we don't hire these people, man. I said, I hear you, man. I hear you. And it's amazing of some of the intelligence of the people in Minnesota, man. They don't have no fucking intelligence, man. Some of these people, man, in Minnesota's intelligence is gone, dude. And I blame it on their moms and their dads, dude. You can't blame the school, because the school is trying to teach these motherfuckers, and they're not learning, man. They're not learning whatsoever. You know, it's just like I was at this gas station one day, and this stupid lady, she went and she poured in her. Everybody's telling her, no, ma'am, that don't go in where your oil goes. This stupid woman said, I don't need nobody to tell me nothing. I don't need no man. I don't need no man. And she poured where the oil goes, windshield wiper fluid. And it was funny because this lady, she was on her motorcycle, and she was saying, she goes, ma'am, don't put that in there where your engine oil goes. Now this lady driving a motorcycle telling this woman, don't put that where the engine oil goes. It doesn't go there. She looks at her and says, I don't need nobody to tell me what to do. I know what I'm doing. So everybody left it like that, right? And so then it was crowded at this gas station, and she starts up her car. It was SUV. She starts it. She's waiting to pull out. She didn't even get out of the gas station, man. Her engine blew up right there, man. It was funny. Everybody in the gas station was yelling, I don't need no man. Even the ladies, man, they was like, you don't need no man, huh? But now you need a man to tell your shit. That's the intelligence of some of the people in Minnesota, man. But if you ever go to Minnesota, there's a place out in a place called Hutchinson, called it's called Quick Trip. They got the best fucking fried chicken there, man. They got the best fried chicken, and they show no disrespect to nobody, man. That place shows veterans and anyone that's disabled with respect and kindness. That's the best, and it's always clean at that. It's called the Quick Trip out there in Hutchinson. That's the best gas station to ever go to, man. It's always clean, and the employees help you. You know, they ask you, have you found everything okay? When I go there, they say, hey, Kelly, you want coffee? If you don't mind, they'll make a fresh pot of coffee. You know, they'll make the coffee. They always got fried chicken is awesome, man. It's better than I don't eat Kentucky Fried Chicken and none of that shit, but that's better than that, man. And better than that Popeyes chicken. You know, they fried chicken is awesome, man. And then they got this some kind of I forgot the name of the potato salad that lady got me hooked on, man. But the people there are awesome. I made a deal. I said, you keep my cigarettes, I'll buy them. And they keep my Camel non-filters. That's the only place that sells Camel non-filters, man. The only place that sells my cigarettes, man. And the people there are awesome. They're very awesome at that. It's called Quick Trip in Hutchinson. They're very awesome. The people there are awesome, man. They help you and everything else, man. And they're very respectable to customers, man. Very respectable to customers, you know. But you fools are not waking up, man. And this is scary, dude. This is really scary the way all of this corruption is going on from government. It's scary. I'm so mad right now. I'm tired. I'm tired of fighting, dude. I'm like really tired, man. Fucking tired. Social Security office, man, is fucking. It's so fucking unfair, dude. It's so fucking corrupt, dude. It's like the guy says, well, we sent you a letter. I brought every letter that was sent to me down there. I said, these are the only 2 letters I got from the Social Security office, man. And how the hell you going to say, well, the post office don't make mistakes? Everybody makes mistakes, man. And their problem is they don't want to admit to their fucking mistakes. That's the problem. Nobody, nowadays, back then when I was growing up, man, when a person made a mistake, they apologize for it, you know. But nowadays, there's no remorse, you know, from people no more. There's no consideration. There's nothing, no compassion no more in the United States. And that's fucking sucks, man. And then you get a guy that sexually assault women as a president. That shows that shows the common sense of the so-called American people. You can't go to no other country now no more. You can't, man. They kicking Americans the fuck out of their country, man. And I salute my hat to that Mexican president lady. She is a hero. You go to Mexico, you better have a visa. And they got the right to deny you in Mexico. I hope she take back all of the United States. Because all of the United States was Mexico. All of it was, man. Y'all some stupid, corrupt motherfuckers, man. It's just like this prosecutor. You know? This person, they changed the words. They put in their words in there. First they say what? Threats. I got a video I did, and these were my exact words on YouTube. I'm coming after you what the law says and the Constitution says I got the right to do. I'm coming after you what the law says and the Constitution says I got the right to do because you violated my constitutional rights. The works. That's what was said on my video. And they say that's a threat to a judge. That's what they say, a terrorist threat. Motherfucker, you don't even know what the fuck a terrorist threat is, man. They come up with all of these bullshit ass laws that don't make no fucking sense because in the Constitution, I got the right to say I'm going to sue you. I got the right. You don't like what the fuck I say? Don't watch my videos. Oh, in the Constitution, it says a sworn affidavit. So this person contacts the sheriff's department. The other sheriff's department said, we ain't fucking with this man. He didn't violate no laws. He can say what the fuck he want to say. He didn't violate no laws. Saying, I'm coming after you with the law and the Constitution says, that ain't no threat. He got the right to tell y'all he going to sue your asses. We got that right. We have that constitutional right to say that. So then she goes to another sheriff's station, sheriff's department, contact them. And so then I'm looking at the police report. Wait a minute. This sheriff's department is telling Sue Johnson she ain't got no right to keep complaining about me. Don't watch my videos. So she go to another sheriff's department in Sibling County, Gaylord, Minnesota, contact the sheriff's department over there. Look at the videos he's saying. He's threatening people. He's threatening people. We got a report call from other sheriff's department about the same incident that Mr. Malillo said on video, YouTube. I'm coming after you what the law says and the constitutional right says I got a right to do. That ain't no fucking terrorist threat. But it was reported by Sue Johnson, no sworn affidavit, that I committed a crime whatsoever, and these motherfuckers, every time I turn around, Sue Johnson reported Mr. Malillo. Sue Johnson did this. Sue Johnson said this. Sue Johnson said this about Mr. Malillo. Sue Johnson, Sue Johnson. I tried to sue the bitch. Same divorce judge that I had said I can't sue her for her false charges and defamation of character against me. If that ain't corruption, I don't know what the fuck is. I'm so fucking tired, man. Lied on her fucking report. They texting each other, but yet she hasn't heard or seen us in 5 years. If the private investigator found this information out, so can the FBI, Homeland Security, Sheriff's Department, Police Department. They would have found the same shit that the investigator found out. It was all planned to set me up. All of it. I divorced my ex-wife. I filed for the divorce. I did. I filed for it from her lies, her cheating, her trying to kill me. I filed divorce. And it all started when she started going out over Sue Johnson's house, drinking, not coming home. She came home drunk one day, hit the garage. I was surprised that she even got home because she was so fucking drunk. Sleeping around and everything else. I filed the divorce. She's a failure in marriage, a failure in every fucking thing. I filed the divorce against her. You know, and then I'm the one, because I filed the divorce, I'm the one that's suffering. See, a bitch don't suffer. They open their legs up to anybody. And that's the bottom line. They open up their legs to anybody. Once you cannot make a hoe into a housewife. You cannot make a hoe into a housewife. So guys, don't try it. You cannot make a hoe into a housewife. I'm pissed. Every fucking time I turn around, there's something new from these motherfucking bitches, man. Every fucking time. But not one motherfucker go, wait a minute. Let me look into this shit, what this man is saying. Because if it's true what he's saying, these motherfuckers should be locked up. And it's true. You hide a case. You cover up a case of attempted murder on my life. Because she's from Minnesota, she's a woman in Korea, and she got away with it. You turn around, one person goes to another county to file a false restraining order on somebody, which I never knew that they could do that. That was new to me. I never knew that you can go from one county, because that county denies you a restraining order, and you go to another county and have another county to file a false restraining order against a person. I never knew that. This bitch filed the same restraining orders on me and on her ex-husband. On me and her ex-husband. And the courts are so stupid. It's like, you got a child, so he has to talk to this dumb bitch. But they call that, because you have a child together and you don't like what he's telling you to keep them drugs away from his child, you file a false restraining order on him, and the same exact restraining order you file on him, you file on me. We had the same date for the restraining order, and we had to move the dates apart. Okay? It was, and in Minnesota, law enforcement do not give a fuck about the truth or conspiracy false charges, perjury, or anything like that. When the judges go after you for perjury, it's always a guy. Okay? It's always a guy in Minnesota. Never the women. Never against the judges. It's always a guy. And that's what's fucked up. It is so corrupt. The system in Minnesota is so fucking corrupt and pathetic. It's not even funny no more, man. And all you can do now is start killing motherfuckers, man. That's all you can do. When they call on you, they lock you up, start killing motherfuckers. Because that's the only way you'll be what they want you to be. And start killing motherfuckers, man. That's all you can do. That's all you can do now. Start blowing motherfuckers up, man. That's all you can do. Because it's not worth it no more, man. It's not worth the headaches no more. It's not worth none of this shit no more, man. Every fucking time I turn around, it's something new. Every fucking time I turn around, it's something fucking new, you know? And then I get ripped off by an attorney. Supposed to have been my buddy, you know? Supposed to have been an associate. Because I don't use the term friends. Friends are backstabbers. Friends are fucking backstabbers, you know? And get ripped off by this motherfucker. Okay? Got totally ripped off. Totally ripped off. And it's amazing, man. It's fucking amazing. Find out he wasn't even licensed to be an attorney no more. Okay? But totally ripped off, man. It's fucking amazing, man. It's amazing. You got the worst con motherfucking criminals in the state of Minnesota, from the judges to the prosecutor to them all, man. I had one prosecutor, man. We pull up the information on these motherfucking judges, man. Divorce judge. Drink, party, smoke weed, and everything else. Prosecutor. Straight alcoholic. And they got the nerve to try to judge us. I'll never forget the time I'm waiting in there in the courthouse. First time I'm seeing this judge. There was an African-American guy there with his attorney. Pretty white lady, too. She was slim. Very, very pretty. Very attractive attorney lady. She was beautiful, man. She was very pretty. And I'm sitting in the court. I was sitting in there and listening. The same shit that he was going through with his ex, I was going through the same exact shit. The only difference was I don't think they were married or nothing. Well, no, they were married, I think. I'm not sure. But anyway, make a long story short. So I had to go into the clerk's office, and the lady attorney gave something to the clerk because she was filing something, right? And the clerk just put it on the side. And so then the lady that was helping me asked her, why'd you do that? Because the judge said anything that this attorney brings, we got to put to the side, you know, because she wants to go through it before it's filed. I'm like, ain't that about a bitch? These are some corrupt motherfuckers in this courthouse, man. They are fucking corrupt in this courthouse, man. And none of them had a bond. None of them was bonded to touch any legal documents. The Secretary of the State says anyone that works for the courthouse, that's either sheriff, deputies, judges, clerks, they all have to be bonded. That's the law. They all have to be bonded, because once they fuck up, you could put a talk against their bond. That's the law in every state. If they are not bonded, they have to be removed completely. They bond. You got the right to ask for a copy of their bond, and they have to give it to you within a certain amount of time. Right then and there. And if they were not bond when they was touching those court documents, they have committed fraud. That's in all cases. Every clerk of the court, every judge, every prosecutor, everyone has to be bonded. Period. But I couldn't believe it, how yet the judge, I heard him saying the judge likes her, but they don't like her. I'm like, God damn, ain't this about a bitch? So because she's a paid attorney defending an African-American guy, and they tell her, your shit got to be on hold before you file anything with the courts by orders of the judge, so the judge can go through the records. Wow, that's some dirty shit, man. That's some dirty motherfucking shit, man. I couldn't believe it. Nice looking attorney, man. Nice, she was a nice looking lady, man. And I couldn't believe it. That I'm like, damn, man. If this judge is that dirty, she has done that before to other people, man. And if the clerks are helping to fuck with legal documents, every one of them is supposed to be locked up by federal laws, man. By federal laws. Anytime you give a document to the courts, it's supposed to be filed right then and there. If they refuse to file those documents, they have to be arrested right then and there, violation of federal laws. No ifs and no buts. So many cases about that. Once you hand those papers to a clerk of the court, they are ordered to file those documents, stamped, court stamped, date, time, and give you a copy. Free of charge, period. I tried to get a copy of my divorce papers and everything. I got to pay this. I got to pay that. I ain't got no money. Y'all took every fucking thing from me. I don't have a fucking thing. Y'all took everything from me. It's fucking wild, man. It's fucking wild, man. It's fucking wild. It's fucking wild. The shit that you go through in Minnesota, man, is fucking insane, dude. All because they just don't like you. They don't like the way you look. They don't like the way you talk. They don't like the way you defend your rights. They just don't like you. They can retaliate against us and all of that shit, man. They can't. And the courts let them get away. See, the courts don't follow the laws. No, the courts is not about following the laws that the Attorney General put down or the governor put down. The courts do not follow the laws. These judges do not follow the fucking laws or the Constitution to protect the Constitution and the laws. They don't do that. Under no circumstances. Like, I had to turn around. The example. I got tired because the sink was leaking, and they knew the sink was leaking, and the bathtub was leaking. You couldn't, if you had to use pliers to turn the water on and turn the water off in the bathroom, right? And I just got fucking tired. I said, dude, I'm putting this shit in escrow, man. I'm putting their rent in escrow. Fuck them, man. And so their attorney, which shouldn't even been their attorney because their attorney cannot testify. And I'm telling this judge, the attorney can't testify. So what are you talking about? The attorney can't open up their mouths, man. Period. Look that shit up. All right. And so what happened was the attorney says they wasn't notified. Well, they wasn't notified. Here's the letter right here. Here's the letter that was sent. All repairs have to be done. If the repairs are not done on this date, rent will be in escrow. Period. I'm following what the law says I got a right to do. I'm not gonna play no games with you no more. You knew these repairs were done. You stopped all repairs out of retaliation because I asked for copies of everything, and I'm trying to figure out how you charging me for this when the law says you cannot charge me for that under tenant's rights. You cannot charge me for sewage repairs or sewage or anything like that. That's the responsibility of the owner of the property. That's what it says in their law. But you're charging me $30 to $40 for sewage when you're not supposed to, And so I'm fighting all of this. The retaliation, she says she had the police search my place and stuff. No warrant. Violation of my privacy. Violation of having a peaceful home. The works. And then the police chief goes, well, we didn't order no search of y'all because we don't even have a warrant, sir. We will not do nothing without a court warrant, a judge's court order warrant, And then you're telling me to get the fuck out. You can't stand me. You call me every name in the book, but yet I got the same right to call you a crook and everything else. So then you turn around and you write up some bullshit. Your lease is not going to be renewed because you called me this. Then you say on the paperwork because there was witnesses. There was no witnesses outside when I caught you that. Then you claim that I walked up on you. You had your phone out. On your video, it don't show that I walked up on you. On my phone doesn't show I walked up on you. I'm standing right there at the garage smoking my cigarette where I always stand at. And this is the way these motherfuckers lie in Minnesota, man. So their boss is liable. The company they work for is liable. Her manager is liable. And she's liable for allowing this woman to violate my privacy, search my residence, and the works. They're all liable. No ifs, no buts. You know, and it's funny how we always the bad person behind the corruption of them. Hold up. Yeah, it was to a person called Jenna, property management, gold market property management. Jenna. I've been asking and asking for all repairs to be done from the sink that is leaking to the tub that is broken and leaking. Okay? The copy was given to them. All right, now check this out. This was handed to the judge, to the courts. Okay? All repairs by the laws of tenants' rights. I've been asking and asking for all repairs to be made. Rent is being put in escrow because you refuse out of retaliation because I asked for a copy of the water bill and a copy of the electric bill, which I do not understand. Why am I paying 2 electric bills? Okay? All of this was there. For gold market property management. Okay? To Jenna. She's the manager. She's the manager, right? And so then, retaliation, all repairs will stop. All fucking repairs will stop. All right? So right here in the corner, if it rains, I put a towel down because the rain comes through the wall. I don't know what they did, but I put a towel down and the rain comes in through the wall. And somebody was telling me that's ever since they did the put the cement out here, the steps, and they tore everything up. That's why it goes down into the floor. You know, ever since they did the cement thing here, you know. And then they tell you, if you're cold in your apartment, cover your windows. No, you're supposed to have the fucking windows fixed or whatever. If air's coming in the windows, it's your responsibility to stop the heat from going out, not us. Your responsibility. You are in charge of this building, do the fucking repairs, you know? And it's fucking wild, you know? And then we're not supposed to be charged because somebody's pipes broke or the pipes broke, but they making thousands and thousands of dollars off of tenants, man, by corruption. By fucking corruption, man. When the law says one thing, but they don't give a fuck about what the law says, they do what they want to do. But yet I still cannot put in my mind, okay, you Mexican or whatever, and you racist against me, and you hate me. That's what I don't understand. Then I get a call from this lady, her supervisor, about the rent. And I got the message. And the rent was put in escrow. And she's saying, well, I called the courts and the rent wasn't put in escrow. But yet I got a court document proving that the rent was put in escrow. How you going to say that? You know? How you going to say that? You know? The rent was put in escrow because the repairs wasn't done. And then the attorney says, well, they wasn't aware of the repairs. But yet I left the same fucking copy letter to them about get the repairs done or the rent is going in escrow. Period. That's all I asked for. I have never in my life, my rent credit is fucking fantastic. I don't fuck with nobody. I mind my business. I don't give a fuck about nobody else but me. I wouldn't give a fuck if I saw somebody getting their ass whipped out there. It's none of my business. It's none of my fucking business, man. You know? And I don't drink. I don't mess with drugs. And then she puts in there loud music. What loud music? I don't own a radio. You know, she committed perjury, lies behind retaliation against me. I got the right, if I want to sit in my car, smoke a cigarette, listen to the music, I have that constitutional right. I got that right to listen to music. I got that right. You know, this is the little shit a retaliation this motherfucking person comes at me with. You know, that's what these landlords do, these property managements do, because they don't like you of the color of your skin, or because you're disabled, or because of this, because of that. When I was told the shit that she did to people in this place, man, it's amazing, man. I've seen notices where she put on people's doors and they was telling me, yeah, somebody say, I smoke drugs, I smoke marijuana, and I got kids in my apartment. That's what she put on my door. Claimed that she smelled, but she's never down here. Always somebody smells something and report to her, but she's never down here. She accused it. There were these college people, these college kids, man. She accused every one of these motherfuckers of drugs. Every one of these motherfuckers of drugs. But my question is, why does she leave Texas so quick? You know, because that's what she claimed, that she's from Texas, you know? And my boy did a background check on her, gave her name and everything. She wasn't no angel in Texas. She did a lot of fucked up things to people in Texas. False police reports in Texas, domestic violence in Texas, assault in Texas. I think a couple of tickets in Texas. I'm not sure. I think he said, I gotta find out. But I mean, come on. So you go to Minnesota where it's even racist, and yet what's so ironic is that you're Spanish. You should be worrying about getting your ass deported. It's funny though, man. It's fuck. And you so racist against us, man. You so fucking racist, man. And it's legal. It's legal in Minnesota to be racist. It's legal in Minnesota to file false police reports. It's legal in Minnesota for retaliation. It's legal. Their laws don't mean shit because it's all legal in Minnesota. It's legal for a person to get charged with false, what do you call it? It's legal. It's legal for women not to. It's okay for women. No, it's illegal for them to lock up a woman for domestic violence in Minnesota. Yeah, like I'll give you an example. Like I heard this judge. Now this broad in Febo got locked up so many times for assaulting, you know, and she got a bail of $200, dude. Yeah, she got a bail of $200, dude. She got a bail of $200, man. And then the judge turns around and tells me I got to get a bail of thousands and thousands of dollars. They're very racist in Minnesota, man. It's okay for women to assault, to lie, false reports, false restraining orders. It's good for that. And matter of fact, this is even ironic. Once I found out the name of the judge, this is the same fucking judge that I know from Faribault, Minnesota, that handled a lawsuit. The same fucking judge. I remember this judge. I remember very, very clearly. Names I'm bad with. Faces I never forget, man. I never forget a face, man. Never forget a face. Never forget a motherfucker's face, man. I still have nightmares with what happened to me when I was a kid, man. I see those motherfuckers in my dreams, man. I see those faces, man. I never forget a face, man. I never forget a person's face. But it's fucking so corrupt in Minnesota, man. It's fucking outrageous, dude. It's really fucking bad, dude. The court system needs to be shut the fuck down, man. You know, and these corrupt judges, man, they need to be prosecuted, man. You know, they need to be prosecuted. You know, and so does these fucking. They got it a couple of deputies in Minnesota and police officers too for false police reports and everything else, man. You know, and Just the funny thing. There was a guy in Minnesota at a fairboat, and he was minding his business, but because the cops didn't like him, they didn't like him at all. They couldn't stand him. I don't know what is because they wanted to get with his woman or what, but he had a good looking woman, right? But they couldn't stand him. So they set him up. They planted evidence in his place and everything else, and they found out that they've been following him and trailing him and all of this just to set him up, right? So he filed $1 million lawsuit against Fairboat, against the city and county of Fairboat, Rice County, right? And one of the deputies, it was so ironic, is because one of the deputies that planted the evidence with this deputy is the same deputy that planted evidence in my case. That is so fucking ironic, man. Fairboat's like a little town, you could say, man, you know, but it's fucking hilarious, dude. And then you got the deputy that got locked up for planting evidence. Okay, for planting evidence. Man, they are so fucking corrupt, dude. They are so fucking corrupt. You see, there's no such thing as probable cause. There's no such thing as probable cause in the Constitution, the original Constitution. There's no such thing. That's all made up. You see, because when they claim that the judge watched my YouTube video, he's a lying motherfucker. All right? Motherfucker's a lying motherfucker. And I tell it to him in his fucking face. See, I'm going to speak my truth. And that's the bottom fucking line. I don't give a fuck. You don't like me or what? I don't give a fuck. Okay? I don't give a fuck. I will fight for my freedom. I will fight for my constitutional rights. I will kill for my constitutional rights. I will kill for my freedom. That's me. Period. No ifs and no buts. Okay? On the video, it states, I will come after you what the law and the Constitution says I got the right to do. That's not a threat. You can't even switch the words around. It's not a threat. I'm telling you. I'm coming after you what the law and the constitutional right says I got the right to do. Point and simple. Let me see. Sex criminal Trump threatens every country in the world every fucking day. Rapist Trump and his vice president threatens countries every fucking day. Pigs, cops, sheriffs, deputies threatens us every day. Judges threaten us every day. Why are they not prosecuted? For hate, terrorist acts, discrimination, perjury, conspiracy. They're not above the law. They're not fucking above the law. Every country and every person in the United States get threatened every day by the president. Every fucking day. Every judge threatens us. Pigs, cops, sheriff, deputies. I only know one police force that showed respect to individuals. And one thing I really liked about that place was that you see the police car right there. The speed limit is 30 and you doing 70. But you see that huge black and white right there and you doing 70 when the speed limit is 30. You's about some stupid motherfuckers, man. You know, and that was in Gibbons, Minnesota. Beautiful little town, dude. If you blink an eye, you'll pass it, man. That's where the snowstorm hit real bad, man. The snow was up to the doors, dude. That was fucking crazy. I've never seen no snow like that before in my life, man. You couldn't even get out the door. You couldn't even get, and it's always windy. 60 miles per hour winds out there. But the beautifulest thing about that, man, is you see the deer every fucking morning. You see the deer, you see the skunk, and they got prairie dogs out there, man. They got some serious prairie dogs out there, dude. When they say leave your animals in the house, but they're going to be lunch or dinner to them prairie dogs out there. Then they got the most beautifulest. Boy, those officers out there, some fine ladies, man. There's some fine ladies. But the point, though, is that I've never once seen them disrespect anyone. Anyone. I never once seen those officers out there disrespect. They showed you with respect and dignity. Now, it's too bad other states or counties cannot be like that. That's really bad, man. They straight up front with you, man, you know? And they show nothing but respect, man. But if you fuck up, they get you though. But it always cracks me up though, man, because the speed limit to a certain amount is 30, right? Then you got these fuckers that you see the black and white sitting right there, and you doing 60 to 70 when the speed limit says 30. Big ass sign, speed limit 30. You doing 60 to 70. And you get mad because they pull you over. You's about a stupid motherfucker. You deserve a ticket, man. It's just like I don't got no sympathy for nobody that use drugs, nobody that got HIV, AIDS. I don't got no sympathy for no people like that. I don't got sympathy for no drug users, no alcohol users. I don't got no sympathy for people like that whatsoever. Because I didn't put the drugs in your hand for you to take. I didn't put the booze in your hand for you to take. You did that on your own. I didn't tell you to go out here and sleep with all kinds of people to get AIDS or HIV. You did that to yourself. So why should I feel sorry for you? Why should I show compassion to you? I shouldn't, because I didn't do that to you. You did that to yourself. And people, that's the problem with society right now. They feel sorry for women, but not for the guys, especially in Minnesota. Oh, I'm sorry. And before you even listen to anybody's story, listen to both sides to see who is right and who is wrong. Don't take one part of a person's story. You know, people used to come and tell me, man, she said some shit about you, dude. I don't even believe this, man. Have you ever hit? I've never hit no woman. Never. Never. I divorced her, and I tell everybody, I filed the divorce. I was a petitioner. I filed the divorce because of her lies, her cheating, her trying to kill me. Everything is right there in the divorce papers, man. Everything is right there with the evidence, right there. Every fucking thing is right there, you know? And I don't got to lie on the bitch. But when you lie on me, you defame me, I'm coming after you. And I have that fucking right. I got that right to come after you. I got the right to clear my name. And that's another thing. Every woman that gets busted for cheating always got to file a restraining order for a domestic case. Every fucking woman that gets busted on cheating files a restraining order or domestic. Every woman. Look at the file. That's a known fact. That was under investigation so many times, man. So many times. And matter of fact, there was a case in Minnesota in 1999 where the people got tired of these women doing false restraining orders and false arrests on guys. But it went to the appeals court. People got granted their shit, but yet they still let the women in Minnesota, certain women in Minnesota, to get away with perjury, filing false police reports, false arrests on people. They still let those women get away with that shit in Minnesota. California, you can't do that shit. If this motherfucker, you sent this motherfucker to jail for rape, no damn well he never raped you, and he did 20 years, you doing plus 20. Period. There's no ifs and no buts. They have to put your ass behind bars. You accuse this man of a crime that he did not commit, you belong behind bars. No ifs and no buts, man. You destroyed this man's life. Now it's time for your life to be destroyed. Point blank. Point blank, man. Stop listening. If you don't know shit about the whole story, do not believe what one person says about another person whatsoever. Do not believe it whatsoever. If you don't got paper proof like I do, don't go for the bullshit. Don't go for the bullshit because you're an idiot. You never liked the person from the beginning if you're going to believe what another person got to say. Point blank. Oh, man. Peace out. I gotta go, man. I don't feel good. It's hard to breathe right now. I think I got to take my medicine.